Darkest of night with the moon shining bright. There's a set going strong, a lot of things going on. The man of the hour has an air of great power. The dudes have envied him for so long. Oh, super fly.
This is Tiny Love. I'm gonna have a special interview with Mr. Fly, and we're gonna talk about like a lot of old school you know, information, stuff that happened in the 60s, 70s, a whole bunch of like street knowledge, and you know, basically Mr. Fly is gonna take us back, and he's gonna give us a lot of knowledge. All right, thank you. All right, so Mr. Fly, can you tell us something about when you was born, and something about when, you know, your beginnings, and you know, basically, you know, tell us who you are.
Okay, well, I was born in 1937. It's two loving, caring parents. Had a lot of siblings. There were 13 of us all together. Only 2 of us left. Yeah. And I grew up in a household with a lot of caring, a lot of love, a lot of attention. And when I was 16, see, I had a photographic memory when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And school was kind of rough for me because I went through it too easily because of my photographic memory. So I was bored to death. So I left school at 16 and got into the pimp game.
Mm. Nice. And at 16?
16, yeah. Because I wanted to quit school.
Uh-huh.
And in my house, you couldn't quit school and stay there. Because my father made us all go to college. Everybody had to go to college. And I felt as though there was something waiting for me out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I left home.
At 16, you left home?
16.
Wow. And
Two girls.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. My father gave me 2 girls.
Your father gave you 2 girls?
Yeah, he said that I had what they call bitch appeal. Because he noticed that I always had a bunch of girlfriends. And I kept them all in groups. I never hid one from the other.
Uh-huh.
I introduced them to each other, hung out with 5 and 6 of them at one time. And he decided that he wanted me to be successful at something.
Yeah.
So he gave me 2 hoes and a 22 pistol.
What?
He said these hoes are to put clothes on your back, and this pistol is to keep the niggas off your back. He made sure I had no money. He emptied my pockets. Hold on.
Okay. All right, so you had the pistol and...
Yeah, and 2 hoes.
Uh-huh.
One was 20, one was 21, one was black, one was white. My father made sure none of us had any money or ID. And he told me to leave since I didn't want to go to school. And he never wanted to see me again until I was successful.
Wow.
So I left. I walked from Flatbush in Brooklyn to the Port Authority in Manhattan with the 2 hoes. I put them down to get enough money to get on the bus going anywhere. I didn't care where it was going. I ended up in Southside Chicago, and that's where I started kicking the game.
Oh man, that's pretty rough over there, Chicago, right?
Yeah, at the time it was, yeah.
Wow.
But it just ended. That's where I ended up because I took the first bus going. I was just in a hurry to just get going, you know.
Wow.
I felt as though I had something to prove, and I wanted to show him, my father, that he didn't do anything slick.
Wow.
By doing what he did. I needed him to know that I was going to be the best at whatever it was that I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
So so how did that work?
Well, I got myself a room over a bar. Took some crates from the fruit stand downstairs and used it for furniture. Put those hoes to work. And stacked some money. Got myself a little runaround car so that I can take them from point A to point B. And started from there. 3 years later, I was Mac of the Year.
What?
That's right.
What's Mac of the Year?
Voted the best pimp.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Who does that? Like how?
Well, all the pimps get together.
You guys like have every year you get together or something like that, or what?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of pimp conventions, word spreads, pimps travel around the country.
Oh wow.
I did a lot of traveling around the country, made myself known. did what I had to do to be successful in the game.
Wow.
And I stayed going for 3 years. Then I came back to New York and started pimping in New York, and it took off from there.
So, like, where pimping in where in New York?
Well, I played Manhattan. I played in the beginning. I went to Delancey and Bowery. There was a fast track there, and from there I played 8th Avenue, Broadway, 8th Avenue, Broadway from, say, 43rd Street up to 50th Street, and Lexington Avenue, 27th Street, Lex, up in that area there, 3rd Avenue.
Wow.
Then I played Uptown, Broadway, 86th Street, 86th Street, and between 2nd and 3rd Avenue. I hit generally all the tracks in Manhattan.
Tracks.
All
Yeah.
the tracks.
That's how you guys call them.
It's a hose stroll where the hose work,
Yeah.
and you get that money.
Wow. Wow. So, was it easy to break in New York like that? So,
Well, by the time I got back,
and you didn't have no problems with the other pimps, or how'd that work?
The only problem that you have with other pimps is it's no such thing as a territorial thing. It's not a territorial
No?
thing.
Oh, okay.
The only problems you may have, dealing with other pimps is a lot of them don't respect the game and the laws of the game.
Oh.
Like, pimp might have just one hoe, for example, and you're bumping for that hoe, meaning she chooses you. He might not be able to handle that because now he can't pay his bills. He's not got no income, so he might want to get into that gangster bullshit, you know. But mostly out of town pimps played that kind of game,
Oh. Okay.
not realizing when they come to New York that they're coming into a lion's den, because New York pimps were gangster pimps. We weren't that talking stuff.
Yeah.
You know, out-of-state pimps, they like to talk a fight, but New York pimps fought a fight. You know, we did what we had to do and went on about our business. So that was a rare thing to happen, but it happened on occasion.
Yeah.
But most pimps had a bodyguard. I had a bodyguard and a chauffeur, and I didn't have to engage personally myself too often.
Oh, wow.
He took care, my man Cisco, he took care of everything that had to be taken care of on a physical level.
Physical level.
Yeah, a couple of times I had to pop a couple of people, did some time, you know.
Oh, wow.
All part of the game.
So, is there any rules in pimping, like
Plenty of rules.
unspoken rules, or how you
Well,
you know
these
how
are
you
not
guys?
unspoken. These are rules that pimps know.
Okay.
You know, in every style of life, there are rules. You have rules. The guy across the street has rules. The
Yeah.
law makes rules. Everybody has to follow rules. And when rules are not followed, you get penalized. And the rules of pimping are very, very simple. You don't block another man's money by being in his hoe's face after you see that she's not interested in you. Because if you do, then you're blocking his money, which means you're taking his all in his pocket, because the bitch can't get a trick if you in her face. So naturally, she's gonna call her man. Her man's gonna come, and he's gonna take care of business. He's gonna make sure this guy doesn't do that again. You know, some guys think that that's just pimping, but it's not. It's blocking another nigga's money. And New York pimps didn't play that. You know, so there was violence involved on occasion here and there, you know, but it wasn't a common thing. It wasn't an everyday thing. Most people respected the game.
Nice. And so tell me some.
And another main rule is
Yeah.
you don't deal with minors.
Oh.
You don't deal with minors, because now you're violating the law in a very serious way. Because if you get caught pimping a minor, there's a whole lot of charges that they can put on you. For instance, the Mann Act, promoting prostitution, corrupting the morals of a minor. If you have to put your foot in her ass, it's assault. If you're having sex with her, it's a rape charge. She's giving you her money, it's a robbery. There's a lot of things connected if you deal with a minor.
Wow. So also you told me that you know you knew you were like part of those old gangs back in the
When I was
days?
a kid growing up, yeah, I ran with gangs.
And can you tell me something about that? Because you go way back.
Well, street gangs weren't like they are today.
Mm-hmm.
It was less of the guns. There was more fighting.
Okay.
Just fighting, sticks, baseball bats, chains, things like that.
Mm.
The white boys used baseball bats and chains.
Oh yeah. Wow.
The Hispanic guys used knives.
Oh shit.
The black guys used clubs and zip guns and
Zip guns.
knives and razors.
What's a zip gun?
A zip gun is a homemade gun.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a gun that you make out of wood and some pipe. I'm not gonna give you the details of it because I don't want kids making guns nowadays.
Yeah.
But we made guns that if we couldn't get our hands on guns, we made our own.
And so was it like there was one-on-one in gangs like it's
No, it was a territorial thing.
Oh, okay.
Different areas had different gangs, and if somebody crossed that line from another gang into that territory, there was a problem. Mainly over girls, really, because a guy would come from someplace else to visit a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody come from, let's say, the Fort Greene Projects, downtown Brooklyn, into Bedford-Stuyvesant, where another gang was, and to see a girl, and he was caught up in there. And he would get messed up.
Wow. Yeah.
But I went through that stage when I was young, 13, 14, 15, and as soon as I got into the lifestyle, that was over, that was done. I went and moved on to getting some money.
Oh, wow.
Money became my main objective.
And so how are like you guys, like the pimps, they like you guys like you're friends or socialize?
Well,
how that works?
I did very little socializing.
But do they socialize or no?
Oh yeah, all the
They do?
pimps they hung with each
Because
other.
you
and
told
all
me
that
there.
kind of stuff. But I did very little socializing. There were just a few that I socialized with.
But you told me there was like a place where the pimps get together, or
Yeah,
like,
they had these after-hour spots
okay.
where pimps used to go after the hoes finished working, and then they had different spots where while the hoes were working, like there was a gas station, a Hess station on 45th Street and 9th Avenue, and a lot of the pimps used to hang out on that gas station. They used to hang out there and hang out, talk, and, kick the game and stuff there. And when you would go there to get gas, you'd run into them and you'd speak to them, But I would never hang around with them and socialize with them because they couldn't understand it if you knocked them for a girl and he was supposed to be your buddy. So none of them were my buddies. Because I was about the rules, I was about the game, cop and blow and cop, lock and block and getting money. If a bitch take a liking to you, she wants to choose you, you take her. You didn't care who she belonged to because nobody owned anybody. No bitch belonged to no man.
Oh yeah.
Of course not. She belonged where she wanted to be. And any kind of real live pimp, a bitch wanted to choose, get a bitch $1, take her to the nigga and pay the nigga $1 so the bitch don't go to him broke. Break the bitch first and give her that $1, that's all.
Okay.
No loss. Replace the bitch.
So all right, and so tell me about like, because you told me that I guess you did some time. How'd that work then?
I shot a couple of people and
how was it in the slammer?
well, New York prisons are different than other states, especially back then in those days. In those days, prisons were like I would call it a resort. It was a place where you could relax and get your shit together. See, I'm gonna put it this way, okay? Hustlers, pimps, stick-up kids, people that are doing wrong have a tendency to get caught up, lost in what they're doing. So they start to make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, you end up getting caught.